Alright, so this is the part where I'm actually going to bring in the texture that I'll be using for this image. Now, the way I'm going to texture these propellers is one of the most basic ways you can texture, and that's just bringing in a stock texture image and pasting it into here and using that as the base for my image. Now, it is possible to hand paint a texture. It's done all the time for like materials that you just can't find a photo of. But that's much more difficult because you have to be able to figure out exactly where all the light and shadow is on every part of your image. And for the most part, you will be able to find a picture of whatever you're looking for. So I'm just going to do that. Now, I went ahead and got this picture off of Google Images. And you'll note that even though the object I'm texturing are the propellers for an airplane, this isn't metal. This is in fact granite. This is a picture of rock. But the thing is I don't need a texture that is exactly of what I'm texturing. I just need something that will look close enough to what I need. And in this case, all I need is a little bit of general disarray and grit to make it seem like the plane is not made of plastic, to make it seem like it's got a little bit of wear and tear. So this texture is very nice, large, high resolution, and all ready to go. The one thing that I need to do before I can bring it in is I need to make it grayscale. I need to take away all the color in it. Now this is just a really good practice because even if a texture image doesn't look like it has color, most of the time it does. And adding color into an image, into your texture image, will make actually adding what color you want it to be later more difficult. So it's better to get rid of all that color information before you even put it into the texture. Now this is very simple. I'm just going to change it to grayscale mode. Now right now the way the computer is reading this color is RGB, which is the same way that it shows it on your computer screen. So it has red, green, and blue channels, RGB. Now I'm going to go to Image, Mode, Grayscale, and I'm going to tell it to discard that color information. And now it is all shades of black, white, and gray. There is no color. And this means that when I bring it into the texture, I can add whatever color I want. So the way that you copy-paste something in Photoshop is a little bit different from the way you do it everywhere else. You need to select it first. Now, I'll be doing this with the rectangular marquee, and I'll just pull from the corner, the outside corner, and select this entire area. And then I'll go to Edit, Copy. And there I've copied. Now I can go back in to my propellers and I'll go to the layer that I want to paste the texture in, which is layer 2, between my UV and my background. I'll select the area into which I want to paste it, and you'd actually, in this case, do not need to select it, but I will just because it's more precise if you do. I'll go to Edit, Paste, and there you have my texture. And you can see now why I made that selection that I did earlier before I put the texture in, because now it is very, very hard to see where my lines are, and getting all the parts of the selection would have been very difficult. So that's why I did it before I put my texture in. So next I will be manipulating this texture in order to make it exactly the way I want it, because this needs a little work.